If you want to be good at anything, if you want to be better at anything, if you want to better yourself, the most important thing that you have to do is be consistent. To keep showing up, to keep putting in the work, even when it's hard, even when you're not really feeling like it, even when you're not seeing the results that you want to see right away. And I'm gonna let y'all know, it is 100% easier said than done, because it is actually hard. I mean, if it wasn't hard, I probably wouldn't be making this video. But consistency is something that we should all strive for, because you're not gonna make any real progress in life if you just do things every once in a while or whenever you feel like it. Like, you're not gonna make the progress that you really wanna be making. Like, let's say you're the type of person that only goes to the gym once every few weeks. Like, you can't be mad that you're not as brolic as the guy who goes there and he's lifting every single day. Like, he's putting in the work and you're not. He's being consistent and you're not. But I feel like a big problem that a lot of us today face is we want the quickest results possible with having to put in the least amount of work possible. Like, why do you think so many people get caught up in all these things that just provide instant gratification, or all these get rich quick schemes, or watching all these hundreds of thousands of YouTube videos about like, oh, how to get ripped in 1 week, or how to blow up in 24 hours, or how to get $20,000 overnight? And let's be real, guys, those things don't work. And I know, because I've watched all those videos. They do not work. The most surefire way to make sure that anything that you want to happen happens is to put in the work. Tell yourself, yo, I know it's gonna be hard. I know it's gonna be a struggle, but I'm gonna put in the work and I'm gonna be consistent. I'm not even gonna lie, guys. Consistency is something that I've personally struggled with a lot in life, because when it came to being consistent with things that weren't good for me, like spending way too much time playing video games, eating unhealthy every day, beating my meat every single day, and not taking life serious, I was the most consistent person you would ever meet in your life. But when it really came down to being consistent with things that I really wanted in life, like having a successful YouTube channel, or being more fit and getting in shape, or making a lot more money, I could just never really find my footing. I'd stay on it for a few days, maybe even a few weeks, maybe even a few months, and then eventually I'd fall off and fall back into using the same stupid excuses, being like, oh, life's not fair, oh, it's too hard, oh, maybe I'm just not good enough. And let's be real, guys, it's not that any of us are just not good enough, it's just a lot of us aren't disciplined enough, a lot of us aren't consistent enough. And that's why this year, I've really been making it a conscious effort to really just give my life my all, and a big part of that really includes being more consistent. And if y'all clicked this video, I'm assuming that you guys probably feel somewhat the same. I mean, we all got that thing that we know we should be doing more of and we just don't do for whatever reason. That's why today I wanted to go over a few things that I've been doing that have been helping me really stay consistent and stay on top of a lot of the things that I want to do, and I'm hoping they can help you out too. So let's get into it. The first tip is to start small. Recently, whenever I try to start a new habit, I just like to start small and build my way up. I know for a fact that if I try to add something that's too hard or too complicated into my routine, it's just not gonna happen, bro. I'm just being real. I will fall off faster than your favorite one-hit wonder. So what I've been doing is just taking whatever task or thing that I wanna be consistent at and breaking it down into a very small, easy to complete task. And just once I get used to that, start building on it until it really gets to that level I want it to be at. Like, for example, let's say it's your goal to be able to do 100 push-ups every single day, and you haven't been able to make a consistent habit of it. It's gonna be hard if you've never done that many push-ups before. You're gonna be feeling sore after that first day, and that's understandable. So break it down. Let's say you start at 25 push-ups a day, and you do that for a few weeks until 25 push-ups becomes very easy. You could bust out 25 and it's not hard at all. Once 25 becomes easy, jump to 50. Once 50 becomes easy, jump to 75. Once 75 becomes easy, jump to 100. And by the time you're at 100, you'll feel like you could probably hit 120 if you really wanted to. So by just starting small and building your way up, I feel like it's easier to really get settled into things without getting very overwhelmed by the habit very early on. All right, guys, the second tip is to use your distractions as rewards. I feel like distractions are one of the main factors that get between me and the things I'm trying to be consistent with. But what I've realized is, instead of just telling myself no and shutting the distraction down and having to deal with being consistent with something and fighting the temptation of something else, I've been just telling myself yes and giving myself the distraction as a reward if I can complete what I gotta do. For example, I get very easily distracted with video games. There's been a lot of times where I'm about to go work out, or I'm about to go work on one of my YouTube videos, and I just get the urge to play a video game, or one of my friends texts me to hop on, or one of my friends calls me and is like, yo, everybody's on, come on, hop on the game, bro. And I have a hard time saying no. So instead of just telling myself no and being like, no, bro, you're not gonna play video games, you're gonna be consistent with what you said you're gonna do, I've been telling myself, yes, bro, you can play the game, but first, you gotta do something first. First, you gotta go work out for an hour. First, you gotta do this. And I feel like just by rewording it and letting myself know that, like, I'm gonna play the game, I just gotta do this one thing first, I feel like it kind of motivates me to just get off my ass and do whatever I gotta do first so I can get the reward. This tip, though, really does depend on what it is you're trying to be consistent with, because let's say you're like a recovering gambling addict and you're trying to be consistent with not gambling, and you get distracted with gambling. I wouldn't go reward yourself with gambling, bro. I think in cases like that, I would just kind of swap the reward with something else that you like that doesn't kind of mess up your whole consistent streak. All right, guys, and the third and final tip is to focus on your wins over your failures. Like I said earlier, guys, being consistent is way easier said than done. It's a process and you're gonna fuck up a few times down the line. But when you do, you gotta weigh the positives against the negatives. Like, let's say in a month, you're consistent 25 out of the 30 days. Like, yeah, you messed up a few times, but overall, in the grand scheme, you did way more good than bad. Like, I usually drop 4 YouTube videos in a month, and there's been times where I've only been able to drop 3 for whatever reason, but I don't really beat myself up about it anymore because at the end of the day, 3 is still better than none. Actually, I have a funny story that relates to this. I remember when I turned 18, I made it my goal to get in shape and to stop beating my meat every single day. So for 86 days straight, I worked out every single day, and I just did not bust one at all. But one day, I messed up. I wasn't having a good day. I came across a few posts that I probably shouldn't have seen on Instagram, and I just messed up and ruined the whole streak. But instead of just saying, hey man, you know, you messed up, but you've been doing good for so long, like just hop back on it tomorrow. Instead of doing that, I kind of just beat myself up about it and gave up on the whole thing. That is the type of thinking, guys, that is just not productive. That is the type of thinking that is just not gonna make you consistent at all. You gotta compare how many times you messed up to how many times you didn't, and just get back up, dust yourself off, and get back to it. But all right, guys, that is gonna wrap it up for today's video. If you like videos like these, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe so I can catch y'all in the next one. And if you have any other tips that you feel like could help people be more consistent, drop it down in the comment section below. My name is Max, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.
Wake up out the door, it's time to get this money. So many pitfalls in my life, that shit ain't even funny. Them rainy nights had them days looking mad sunny. My clothes nice, remember when them shits was mad.